I know where we're going next. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Relic Nothing. Yes, and this time apparently we don't have a king. It's 2018, so women can have power, and we have a queen. So, if you haven't seen Relic Nothing before, it was one of many popular Nothing maps uploaded to YouTube, over 100,000 views. It is not Forest Nothing this time in this Relic Nothing, and there are hundreds and hundreds of relics on this map. I believe the YouTube video I had uploaded was a King of the Hill game. This one is actually a diplomacy game with regicide. That I wasn't expecting the whole queen thing. I'm kind of taken back by that. Let's introduce the players, though. We have Relic in the yellow. He's playing as the Teutons. In the purple, we have Saracens for Matchlawa. Whoa, there's a king and a queen. Okay. King and a queen. I think the queen is then useless. Sorry. Guess we're no longer in 2018 anymore. In the orange, we have Spice. Spice is playing as the Portuguese. In the blue, we have Iot playing as the Teutons. In the green, we have Turks for Balki. In the gray, we have Sally playing as the Berbers. In the teal, we have Indians for Gundrick. And then in the red, we have Her Commissar playing as the Magyars. I allowed them to pick any civilization they would want, except for Aztecs. I'm a bit disappointed no one has chosen Burmese. I think that would have been fun to see, because you can see relic locations as Burmese. But, anyhow. This is Relic Nothing. A fun fact to start off with here, you can only put 10 relics in one monastery. So, seeing as there's hundreds of relics here, you will want to advance to the next stage quickly, so you can, well, castle age, and so you can build more monasteries. There's a little bit of wood around, a little bit of wood, but eventually players will have to buy that. And like most Nothing maps, the market will be very important, which is why the TC is combined with a market and a monastery. It is a Tissamarkum Monastery. That's exactly what the term is. Turks is an interesting pick here because Turks are so reliant on gold, and you will have gold with Relic Nothing. I find Saracens a nice pick always on Nothing maps because of the market aspect. But to those on YouTube, to those on Twitch, what exactly are your thoughts on this? What civ would you pick if you could choose any but Aztecs? I don't know. I don't know what the army compositions will be later either. Monk armies are essentially trash in Relic Nothing. If you lose 100 monks, it's not a big deal once you get 50 to 60 relics. Indians? You like Indians here? What's the reasoning for Indians? Why is Indians the first thing that comes to mind for you? Goths would be interesting. They're always good in free-for-all games, but the problem is, will you have wood to create their trash? Mayans, 100 HP Eagles. Yeah, I think Mesocivs would be strong, because Eagle Warriors are pretty costly with gold. So Mayans, Incas, I could see that, okay. Biz would be good with the healing and building HP. Buildings would be in short supply. Possibly. I can't say that you guys are right or wrong on this, right? It's all about how players tend to play it. Now, you can use the market very early, and players are buying food, and Relic is going to be the first one to feudal. So it's not like other Nothing maps where you need to get to feudal age to utilize the market. You can utilize the market already at the start. By the way, Twitch chat, can we get some salutes going for Snippy for making this? He not only made the first version, but he made an additional version so we could do diplomacy and regicide. Where's the king at for yellow? Of course, look at this. He's making the woman do all the work. This is just horrible, man. Why is she scouting? Why is she going near enemy lands? I guess they're allied. Oh, maybe she... Plot twist! Plot twist! She's not scouting. She's cheating! She wants to go over here and find Matchlawa's king. Oh, yeah. He's attractive. Okay, she's avoiding the temptation. She's going somewhere else. No plot twist. False alarm. So as far as I know, the queen is useless. If you lose the queen, the king can still play. It would be funny if you could no longer create villagers after you lost your queen. That'd be pretty creative. I wonder if we could implement that. I really like that idea. I bet you that's possible too. There's some map creators listening. I'm sure that we could get the idea sorted. So since you can only put 10 relics in each monastery, it's probably a good idea to drop off relics close to your base. So even though you can't collect any right now, just bringing them close by is the best thing to do. I guess some of the players are just realizing this is not King of the Hill. Phylic, who is first to Feudal Age, will be first to Castle Age. Now, one reason he probably picked Teutons is because he resists conversions, right? That could be important here, because we will see a lot of Voodaloos. Is it possible to do a relic victory? I'm sure it's possible. I can give you the map if you want to take the time to test it.
For the first time in 8 months I'm not depressed. How's it going, man? Been a while since I've last been on here. Any spilled milk news lately? Kappa. I
can barely skim the surface of the spilled milk jokes. So I won't, Hyuna. But thank you for 5 months. Thank you for $5, dude. And glad to hear things have been going well. Yeah, Hyuna uploaded or he posted on Reddit, I guess. How would certain people in the community react to spilled milk? And some people said that I would say milk nothing, I believe. I forget exactly, but that's what he's referencing. I don't know if Portuguese are a great pick here because of the Vitoria. The Vitoria is really weak. It does not bring in resources like relics and buying wood. But I'm definitely okay with being proven wrong on that. And I think there's a few people in the Twitch chat and people watching on YouTube who'd like to see that work out. Already, if you look at the prices of things, to purchase wood, it is 213 gold for 100 wood. It is 265 gold for 100 food. And it is 192 gold for 100 stone. So, these prices are going to be jacked up. I don't know if anyone remembers here, but I believe it was over 1,000 gold to purchase 100 wood near the end of that last game that we did. That was Relic Nothing. And in the other Relic Nothing game, it was King of the Hill. So players weren't fighting each other. There was no trade. You could trade here. So there's definitely more potential for this to go late game, is what I'm getting at. And if it goes late game, oh man, who knows what the prices will be. So while we have the time to talk about it, what other Nothing maps do you guys want to see created? I don't want to spoil what I already have created. I would like to surprise you guys with a YouTube upload, but what other Nothing maps can we think of, right? I actually have an Everything Nothing. I just feel like we should not do Everything Nothing until we do the other Nothing maps, right? So Everything Nothing is a good idea, but I think we need to get everything out of the way first. You can't have the season finale. You can't have the show's finale on season 2. It's just not how it works. Mia says Villager Nothing. You can't create military. Doesn't sound all that enjoyable. King Nothing. Everyone has 30 kings. Only one makes you lose on death. I don't know if... So, I like the ideas, but what I'm thinking of is just how realistic are these for actual games. And I don't know if it would change the gameplay much with 30 kings. You just have those kings in your castle. Now, as a separate mod, it would be kind of fun to create a version of the game where you couldn't garrison kings in any buildings and you had to hide them somehow. Not necessarily a Nothing map, but just as an idea. Fish Nothing. Well, Fish Nothing is tough because you need land military, but I do want to do Shorefish. Someone created a Shorefish Nothing map. Probably needs to be worked on a bit, but I'll definitely be looking out for any improvements to that in the future. Okay, so Philex has had a pretty good start here. He's had a very good start here. He's in Castle Age. He's collecting relics. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This map is not fun to play at all. This map is not fun to play because you're constantly just clicking monks after relics, and then they collect the relic. You click them back to the monastery. It's pretty much all you have time to think about. But Philex doing a great job. Now, here, not only can you snipe a king, but if you kill someone's king, you can steal a bajillion relics, and they're all in the same spot. So often in these community games, we talk about how we can, I don't know, tempt people more to snipe kings because people can be quite campy. Well, this is the map for snipes. If someone were to kill yellow right now, these monasteries would be full of relics. That is a huge, huge deal in this map. Oh wow, a castle from Thylic. What's the cost at now? Actually keep that up on the bottom right so you guys can see the cost going up for things. But obviously he purchased stone. There's no stone on this map. Alright, thank you for your input, chat. It's an interesting idea. Or interesting ideas, rather. Okay. Corhalis, thank you for the 3 months, man. I forgot to give him, Steezy, and Kadel a shout-out. Corhalis, thank you for 3 months. Really appreciate it. Cadellan, thank you for the new sub. Shadow Assassin as well. I think I gave you a shout-out, man. But if I didn't, thank you guys. And Steezy, he donated 500 bits when I was talking about something. Didn't get back to it. He said, please upload just that video, 2 minutes of Relic Nothing to YouTube. The one we failed on. I don't think my YouTube audience would appreciate that, but I could be wrong. I don't think I'll do that. But thank you for the bits, man. So it's a race to relics. The lowest relic count is Herr Commissar. He is in Castle Age now, and he's actually chopping some wood here, and he's made a lot of archery ranges and barracks. That is not cheap to do. As the game goes on, it'll be very difficult to create production buildings and create any units that cost wood. So yeah, I totally get the Teutons pick because they resist conversion. But it might be a bad idea to go Teutons because they don't get Hussar. I think we'll see a lot of Hussars. Hussars cost only food. But what do you need to get food? You need farms. How do you build farms with wood? So, there's a lot of wood focus here. So what it comes back to with all nothing maps. Wood is the most important resource in the game. Are you planning on doing YouTube Unique series, as I first found you on YouTube but haven't visited your channel for a long time, as I just watched the VODs on Twitch? Well, there are going to be a lot more YouTube videos that were not streamed. So The Legend of Jon Slow was recently uploaded, and I have a few more. So I understand a lot of you guys that end up just watching streams and past broadcasts might not have been frequenting YouTube as much because there was a lot of Twitch stuff that went there. But I would definitely keep an eye out for it. Whoa! We have Teutonic Knights! Let's go! Something tells me that this is an awful unit to create when there are monks around. You know, like, doesn't seem like a good idea. He's researched heresy, so his opponent will not get the Teutonic Knights. Oh god, and he has atonement now. And Matchlao is getting atonement. They're going to convert each other. Honestly, monks converting monks is just two people on opposite sides of the fence of religion arguing with each other, and then one person gives up. That's basically what it is. It's not as violent as you think it is, unless you bring scouts into the equation. So Iote has been trading. He traded with red once, I saw. He is also trading with gray. He's getting 100 gold per trip. Now, when you end up getting the amount of relics that gray has, I don't know if trade is really all that worth it. Look how much gold he has. He's also building his monasteries in a pretty safe position here, which I think is a great idea. No, you cannot convert monasteries. You cannot convert monasteries. I really apologize if you guys hear the guy mowing the lawn outside my apartment. I can't do anything about that. Thursdays and Fridays are when they do it, and I think last week they did it on a Friday. I wasn't streaming at the time. But I can hear him getting closer, closer to the building. So you might hear some voodaloos, you might hear some units dying, and you might hear a lawnmower. Where am I from? Well, my mom says I'm from heaven, but I'm from Pennsylvania. So there's a pause now. Maybe these guys went to mow their lawns. I'm not sure, but we'll hang out in the meantime. Pretty big differences in the relic numbers. 61 relics for Sally. Mid-40s for Phylek, Matchlawa, and Spice. And then Balky and Herr Commissar a bit slow to the party with the relics. Now, community games, we do have different skill levels involved, right? So there's always going to be a few players who are stronger than the others. But everyone has a chance because it's diplomacy. And normally, if you're a weaker player, you will be allied with the stronger players. And more often than not, they'll trust you because of that. There was a time where Snippy, I almost called him a Snicky. There was a time where Snippy was that player. Snippy was trusted. Snippy started sniping kings, and he got better, and people don't trust him any longer. And I'm really curious, you know, when will Blue Coffee play again? And when Blue Coffee plays again, will anyone ally him? Because in the last Blue Coffee video, people did not trust him, and still somehow he ended up winning because of the circumstances. He's a great player. He knows how to really use the situations to his benefit, even if those situations and circumstances change. Mercenaries is a cool upgrade. Mercenaries is a cool upgrade. I mentioned Hussars. Well, Magyar Hussars then will not cost gold with the Mercenaries upgrade. I like that. I didn't think about that. When I saw Magyars, my first thought was, man, they have Paladins in CA, but the Cav Archers and Paladins are just so expensive. It's so costly with wood and food, it might not be realistic. Maybe we'll see Vittorius from Orange. For now, he's bringing in the relics. And first of the Imperial Age was Iote. And he can get block printing now, so his monks have a little bit more vision. Yes. Continue. Don't click it, or it will resign and quit. Seems like red dropped. Oh, red dropped. Well, damn it! F's in the chat for red. That sucks, man. That sucks. It always sucks when a player has to drop out. But the reason we don't save and restore is because that takes time. And normally, as bad as it is, when someone drops, they're more likely to drop again. So, we'll move on. We have 7 players now, and someone can take his relics. Well, that's nice. Send some siege over there, batter down those monasteries, and go for the relic heist. Oh, wow, we're still seeing fights over here. I don't know how long these guys have been at it. Teuton Scouts are doing work. Teuton Scouts are doing work, and Phylek is on his way to the Imperial Age. I just love how he's invested into the Teutonic Knights. Like, it's such a funny thing to invest into here. It's still a waste of resources to do it, I think, but he's not giving any units to his opponent, as he did Research Heresy, which is 1,000 gold. Pretty cheap by Relic Nothing standards. And he'll go for the Monastery Destroy. So these two are really the only two that are fighting each other. And I would give Phylek the edge. It's such a big deal to lose this monastery as well. Look at the cost of everything now. It's on the bottom right of your screen if you're not aware. So to buy, it shows just how many how much gold it costs to buy 100 of these resources. And then it also tells you how much you get for selling 100 on the other side. But gold is not an issue here. Maybe it is now for Matchlawa, but gold still is not an issue, so you shouldn't be selling for gold. You should be buying for stuff. It's almost bad if you have gold in the bank and you're not utilizing that to buy wood and food here, I think. And wood is really the important one, because with your wood you can then get food with farms. So down goes the TC. The villagers could die. Matchlawa barely has any food. And Feilik is building a forward monastery, and he wants to steal these relics, and I don't think anything can stop him from doing that. He has a castle, so he could make a few trebuchets now to destroy all the buildings that Matchlawa can't necessarily afford to reproduce. But when Matchlawa plays community games, normally he's one of the strongest, so he will not go down without a fight. Speaking of fights and religion and destruction, we have Iot pushing, and he's also Teutons. Oh man, such a messy game. Such a messy game. Look at all these monks, man. It'd be funny if he converted the lumber camps. Converted the lumber camps so he could chop the wood. I joke, but it's actually really important. Let's look at the amount of wood that's been collected so far. Yeah, I see that Sally has a lot of lumber camps. Sally's collected a lot more wood and more gold. You see all the little black dots on the minimap? That's from new lumber camps. Alright. Doug said can't afford to reproduce. Man, too real. Oh man. For me, it's not a matter of affording. I don't know if I could afford to reproduce. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to build those production buildings. That sounds like a scary thought. Fatherhood scares me. No, thank you. I think Matchlawa is kind of dead. He's making Mamelukes. We'll see. Mamelukes can then just get converted, though. That's the thing. And also, they're extremely weak against Teutonic Knights, which is a funny matchup that you never see. You never see someone going with Teutonic Knights to counter Mamelukes. But throwing Axemen and Mamelukes are extremely weak versus Teutonic Knights. The only reason I've had experience with that is because I used to play CBA all the time. This is just a mess. Oh, man. This is what I call monk swapping. They're just trading monks here. That's all that's happening. Poor monks. They wanted a life of peace. They're not going to get it. Matchlawa, his score is second. He's second, and now he's third in score. But he's dead. He can't do anything, really. What do you do against this? You have to go for your own monks, but he's not in the Imperial Age. So Feilik, he benefits from all these monk upgrades. And his units resist conversion. So far, the Teuton players have had a pretty dominant start. Sally is yet to make a move. And Sally has purchased castles. Has 104 relics, by the way. I'm 12, by the way. Wow. Feilik's getting up there as well. Spice has 69 relics. So all the memes are coming out. So I believe one relic is like having a villager on gold. So Sally essentially has 110-ish villagers on gold. But it's not taking up pop space. It's incredible. Relics are better than trade. Because they don't take up pop space, relics are better than gold miners as well. Can you go to Gray's point of view to see how much gold he's making? Sure. I'm actually on his point of view right now. Look how fast that is coming in. And look at all the wood he's buying as well. Just buy it up, man. Just buy it up and look at the cost. Look at the price. 611 gold for 100 wood. Yeah, how much does this tree cost? I really want one. It's $611 for one tree. Yeah, I'll take a bunch of them. You're telling me the cost keeps going up as I buy them? Man, these things must be popular. Sign me up. Let's get auto delivery. Amazon Prime shipping for these trees. A relic is actually better than a villager because they don't walk around. Well, yeah, exactly. But I mean, in terms of bringing in the gold, it's around that. Yeah, of course. I mean, the population is a factor, the walking is a factor, all of that. But roughly, I was just talking about how much gold is brought in, right? I think it's about either 1.5 miners or 1 miner. Relic and Sally have a huge lead in my opinion. Let's look at Blue again. See, Blue, he's had an aggressive start here. He has lots of kills. And he might end up killing Spice. I'm not sure if Spice can do anything about this. But I think the problem is he doesn't have the wood banked up, and that could hurt him later on. So you have to attack, but then you also need to purchase things. And Matchlaw has actually been defeated here. And again, let's get the Fs in the chat from Matchlaw. Matchlaw played well. He's a guy who's very dominant in community games, but Phylic said, not today, my friends. Not today. Alright. So 6 remaining. What's funny is this hasn't played out too much like a Diplo game. Teal and Gray are obviously allies at the moment, but this has not played out like a normal Diplo game where people trade and where they build tons of castles to protect themselves. It's due to the cost of everything, and it's kind of a cutthroat game mode then.
Yes.
And Spice builds a castle to protect himself, as Blue is mixing in the battering rams to steal the relics. One big difference between them is that Orange has a few more upgrades. And he can get light cav while Teutons cannot. But I've yet to see that really be a bad thing for Teutons. Phylic's just going for Cavalier. I mean, why not? If you research Heresy, if they convert your Cavalier, it just dies. It's not like it's a waste of gold, right? It's not like it's a waste of gold for him, so... And he's converting the monks from Matchlaw. So he gets a few more monks, and I think Phylic could easily have 120, 130, 140 relics. The issue is, his king is in his TC. He could be sniped at some point. A Gray, oh my goodness, with the cheap Berber Cavalier. Yeah, he's allied with Yellow, and here he comes. He's going to try and snipe him, and Phylic has played super well. He's been dominating on this bottom side. But I don't think he has the answer to this. He doesn't have a place to protect his king. Sally has played this smart from the get-go. Buying the wood, getting the relics faster than anyone. And now Sally is recognizing that his main threat is Phylic. And there is very little that Phylic can do here if he gets surprised. If he knows now, then he can run his king to the castle. And then maybe he can use his paladins and monks. But it's not easy to convert monks when there's this many knights you need to click. And I think we are going to see the alliance change right now. You know what? Oh, this is funny. The king is in the TC. The queen is in the castle. Normal logic would tell you is that the king would be in the castle. But that's not the case here. Huh. Treason is now being researched. And, oh, okay. Yeah, you can research treason. And now Gray knows that the king is here. And Phylic, he has to react to this. Can his king squeeze out of here? I mean, I know he's been hitting the weights. I know he's been going for jogs in the morning to lose some weight so he could survive in these situations. The TC is now being targeted. At first, it was the market that was being targeted. Can he escape? Yes! It paid off! It paid off! Who says exercise doesn't have any benefit in war? Look at that. Now can Phylic survive? Oh, wait, hold on a second. Who's Gundrick attacking? Who's Gundrick up against here? He's allied with both people. He's just here to pray for them. That's what it is. He's just praying for them. You know what's ridiculous is he's actually healing both of his allies up. So he's healing the Cavalier from Sally, and he's healing the Paladin and Cavalier from Yellow. How funny is that? Such a nice guy. He's not about war. He just wants to heal. Wants to help. Oh, man. Well, again, using monks here is tough. They don't auto-convert, right? So you have to click every single monk you have individually. And that's not easy. But Vilik survives. Vilik is alive. I don't know about well, but he's alive. He has lots of gold. I would start buying food. Oh, geez, he bought food. And he needs to defend himself with paladins. Gray should just take out the monasteries, honestly. You take out 3-4 monasteries, that's 30 to 40 relics that guy is no longer able to bring in gold with. Still have to give Spice a pretty big edge here, but Vilik does have Paladin. He's lacking a few upgrades, but he has Paladin, which is much better than Cavalier. Crazy game. And Gray, who has multiple castles, is considering going for the elite camel archer route. I say considering, but I'm pretty sure that is the choice now. Gundrick is pointing out that they need to kill Gray, and I think that's smart observation. Because Gray has castles on castles on castles. He has more relics than everyone. He has more wood than everyone. This is diplomacy, so it is kill or be killed. Balky has his legionissaries and his hussars here. Maybe that coupled with something blue could send in. I don't know. It would be funny if Teal steals these relics from Gray. Because you know Gray's coming for him. If Teal steals these relics, I'd kind of laugh. What are the market prices now? It is 731 gold to buy 100 food. 760 gold to buy 100 wood. It is 500 gold to buy 100 stone. So, while you look at Balky's resources and normally say, oh yeah, that's great. Balky's done such a good job at saving up gold. That's not good. That's not good. That's actually quite bad for Relic Nothing. You look at Sally. Sally has 8,000. That's a lot better. And the reason Sally doesn't have as many resources in the bank is because he's purchasing wood and purchasing food non-stop. Blue and orange have been fighting this entire time. Blue went into Halberdier, which is a great move to counter the light cab that Spice is trying to create. Spice does not have the food. Oh! That is the song of my people. Vittorias. I didn't think Vittorias would work. And so far have been proven correct. But Vittorias will bring in a trickle of all resources for Spice. But he's still gonna die at this rate. It's just too slow, guys. It's too slow. I don't think resources come in fast enough. Oh boy! Good lord! Gundrick, with his hand cannons and his monks, is attacking Sally. He has awoken the beast. And, he probably needs to get his monks over there. Yeah, I think lacking heresy would actually be a huge deal. Let's see. Do these guys get heresy? They do get heresy. I'm unsure on if he researched heresy. No, he didn't. Yeah, I really think you have to get heresy. That way your units just die, and they don't go to the enemy team. It's a pretty big upgrade. Even though he lacks heresy, I think with Cavalier and with Camel Archers, he'll destroy this. And he is destroying it. And Gundrick, he has 130 population now. His king, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. His king is in this TC. It is kind of far away from the action, but it's not ideal to be fighting Gray of all people. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. He has 50 relics, but he'll lose 20 of them on the front. Actually, all of his relics seem to be on the front. And I don't see his king surviving if Gray goes after it, and here he goes. So, can Vilik rebound from this? He doesn't know how many castles Gray has purchased. Just look at this nonsense. Oh, it's insane. I don't know if you can surprise Sally. I don't know if anyone can surprise Sally. Balky's thinking about it. Yeah, Orange is dead. Vittoria's, unfortunately, they're not very good. And here comes Gray, and the king is on the move. Gundrick could consider putting his king in the same town center that Red had his king. Because when you research treason and there's a dead player, it still shows you where that king is. So that would probably confuse Gray. But Gray is coming back home, I guess, because Balky's turning on him. I think Blue is trying to convert the one Vittoria and Orange deleted it. I bet you Blue... I don't know if you can convert them. I feel like they shouldn't be convertible. But if he converts these two, that'll be fun to see. Can anyone beat Spice? Or not Spice, Sally. Wait, so you can convert Vittoria's. I wonder if you convert a Vittoria when you're at 200 pop, what that does to your pop space. Because normally when you build a Vittoria, it takes up 20 population headroom, I think. But if you convert one, does it do the same? Or is it just free? Oh, it adds population? Gotcha, okay, thank you. Paladins, monks, hand cannons, everyone fighting versus Gray. The guy who has all the resources, the guy who has an amazing civ for this. You know what you have to do, guys? You gotta hit him in the eco. Who has siege rams? Send siege rams in here and just kill the monasteries. And then eventually, he will lack the resources to continue to create units. And, you know, they're killing the stables now. He has to scramble up more stables. This will get more and more difficult for him, and one monastery did already die. His king is safe, but if he doesn't have gold income, he cannot keep this up. Okay, let's see what this does. He's converting the Vittorias. Wait, what? Whoa, wait. So, because he researched heresy, when his Vittoria gets converted, it deletes? Is that how the upgrade works? I'm not certain, because rarely do you see heresy with buildings. Does that work with other buildings as well? Or is that just a bug with Vittoria? The obvious benefit is for units. Does it do that with build? Okay, so that's interesting. I'm almost disappointed, though. I'm almost disappointed. You see heresy all the time on Arena, but you never see someone converting buildings. They just convert units, so... I kind of wanted to see what it would look like after Blue got the Vittoria, but... Hey, Spice is not dead, okay? Let's not count him out. He's rebooming. He's getting relics. His king is safe. He's in a tower. This is fine, guys. This is fine. And I'll tell you who it's not fine for. Sally. Sally, he's losing castles. He's losing stables. He's actually... His stables are getting converted here. And he's 2v1s. Actually 3v1s, because Balky's on this side. So, can we... All my subs, can we throw some thumbs up, some T90 nices in the chat for Phylic and for Green and everyone who has recognized that Gray was the strongest player and they're attacking him? Because that right there, my friends, that right there is lacking in a lot of community games. And in Relic Nothing especially, it's so important that you do this because Gray has a huge advantage, but against multiple people, maybe not. He's still holding on. I find like he can't really sustain the Paladin production, and Gray, he can. So, I guess we'll see. He still has a chance. Teal says advancing. He's going with mainly monks. I'm surprised he hasn't gone for camels, but maybe it's the lack of wood, maybe it's the lack of food. At the moment, the cost... Oh my god. To buy 100 wood, it is 900 gold. Oh man. To buy food, it is the same amount. The stone cost has not changed. Market prices are on the bottom right. Teutonic tanks. It gets more and more difficult for Gray, for sure. But he has a lot of wood and he has a lot of gold. So I think if he wants to create camel archers, he'll have no problem with that. He certainly has less gold, and he's losing monasteries, so he has less relics, but he still has the most in the game. He can't afford to rebuild castles, though. So if he ends up losing more castles, that could be bad. Still, he's at 8. Okay, this Wololoing is kind of annoying. Let's not forget about Blue. Blue has pushed... Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Yeah, he's pushed Spice down here. Luckily, the king still has the queen around. But, you know, Blue is kind of at peace right now. And he has 74 relics. He could collect all of these if he thinks about it. And he could start buying. So most players are actually in battles at the moment, which means that they're losing a lot of resources in the fights. It's not the case for Blue. So maybe he is the dark horse of this game. Sally has no market at the moment. Wait, you can rebuild markets in this, right? Or do you only... Are you stuck with the market that you start with? Oh, I just remembered. No, you can rebuild them. You can rebuild them. I thought in the original version you couldn't rebuild. Spazer, thank you for the Prime sub, man. Gray is holding on. Gray is holding on. 170 pop. 540 kills, 550 deaths. And I really think the hit that Yellow took earlier is still holding him back from winning this. He does not have the food. He cannot create paladins. Oh wow, the camel archers don't have full upgrades? Are you kidding me? They don't have defense upgrades? They don't have bracer? They don't have chemistry? Are you... Wow. Okay, that's a mistake right there. I assume they don't have thumb ring either. Oh wow, so maybe that's why they've been able to hold on so well against Gray. And Gray's population has still been good, but he hasn't gotten as much out of the fights because of the lack of upgrades. These are essentially Castle Age camel archers, and that's not good enough for his paladins. Again, guys, Iote. He's buying wood. He's buying food. He has so many relics surrounding him. It's just that it's a pain in the ass to collect the relics. That's really what it comes down to here. Again, that's what this looks like for them. It's crazy. It's so taxing, man. So taxing. This is a good game. This is a good game. We are past 1 hour game time. Sally, he's taking losses. He's obviously been on the back foot here. He doesn't have the relics he wanted. Blue, he pushed back. Orange, I still fear for. I don't see him coming back into this game, but he's trying. And that much I can appreciate. In the Legend of Jon Slow video, people were saying, man, I don't know how Dark Noob didn't resign. It made that game so good. Well, it's the same in community games. When people don't resign, well, okay, sometimes it can be awful when people don't resign. But in this case, it makes sense to continue. So I'm okay with it. Yeah, don't be at 2 population versus a guy who's 200 population and still try and stay in the game when it's just you remaining. Don't be that guy. Honestly, Fetoria's now is a great way to get a small boost of food. I would build Fetoria's now because he's lost so many relics. Having 10 relics is not going to be all that helpful. Because now it is 1,000 gold to buy 100 wood. So if he wanted to invest into 3 farms, he would need 2,000 gold. Basically. Alright, it's peaceful. Monks are saying their prayers. Sally is collecting the relics that he lost on the front. Alright. I can't handle the peace. Are you kidding me? No Wololos anywhere?
Yes.
No death, no destruction anywhere? What is this? This is so weird. Okay, time to chat though. And blue and green agree that they need to kill gray. So gray will be up against teal, yellow, blue, and green. And this might give Spice. This could be the legend of Spice, guys. He's spicing it up. That's what he's doing. He's staying alive. And he's so weak that he won't be able to help in the fights. And that will be acceptable. Maybe he can reboom. This is much better than I thought it would be. For Diplomacy, Relic Nothing, this is much better than I thought it would be. It's only super good, though, because Gray has played like an animal. He's played really well. Just the upgrades, guys. Just the upgrades. He's forgotten upgrades. Oops. Oh, no. Oh! I pressed the pause button on my keyboard. I've never done that before. I thought I broke the game for a second. I tried to press page up to see the chat. Sally says, what is this? Oh, no! No! Oh, man! Oh.
Yes.
This is just mean! The funny thing is that Teutons don't get husbandry, so they can't catch up. The paladins can't catch up. Oh no! Oh no! Sacrifice the queen! You can always find a new wife. Just sacrifice the queen and use her as a distraction.
Attack an enemy now.
This is great. Block with a Vil! Yes! Yes! He blocked with a Vil, and they are free. They are free. Let's go. Phylic wanted to turn on orange so he wouldn't come back to haunt him later on. Or maybe to steal his relics. The overlay is bugging out now. The top two players, gray and yellow, they have 134 relics in the bank. We'll keep an eye on this king for now. I'm going to remove the overlay. It has bugged out now, and I don't like it. So, oh, geez. I don't like it on the left or the right. That's what I want. Perfect. So, who is orange allied with? No! He's allied with everyone. He could go to gray. And gray kind of needs a friend. Wouldn't that be something if he goes all the way to gray and survives? Gray still hasn't gotten his upgrades. He is defending against Balky now. The king and the queen, they need a rest. So they've stopped, and they've stopped here. I do fear for Spice. I don't think he can come back into this game now. He just needed time to reboom. Alright. So what will blue attack with? He has trebuchets, halberdiers, monks. I'm thinking he should go for paladin as well. Siege Onager wouldn't be a bad idea, but he probably doesn't have the wood to afford doing that. Bombard cannons and janissaries now for Balky. He's killed more monasteries. He's killing another TC. This is not bad. King Kang said goodbye to my girlfriend so I could come and watch these games. Well, I think Spice's king is preparing to say goodbye to his girlfriend. Because this is not looking good, man. And Yellow's chasing him down. This is not looking good. It's great for King Kang, because he gets to watch the stream. It is not good for Spice. And no! Gundrick, why? Gundrick, why? So, this is also kind of funny. He does not get Cavaliers Indians, but he converted Gray's Cavalier earlier. And they do have husbandry. No! Oh. Gundrick said, it's kill or be killed, Jack. That's funny. Well, it was only a matter of time, I guess. That was inevitable. F's in the chat for Spice. Maybe some tears. I don't know. However you want to spice it up. Gray is still alive and well. I have to toggle through player point of views to see population. He is at 154 population, and the wood cost and food cost is at around 1,000 gold for 100 food or wood. Yellow will now send his paladins to the north. And here comes blue. He's going with capped rams and halberdiers. And now cavalier and heavy scorpion and ballistics and chain barding armor. So he's catching up on upgrades. I don't think Gray has any friends in this world. If Gray wants to buy 1,000 food, it is 10,000 gold. So he has 33,000 gold in the bank. And that seems like a positive. But if he needs to buy food, that is a third of the gold he has stockpiled. That's just insanity. That is just insanity. So honestly, I hope your monk micro is good, because one thing you will have is gold. You can still create hundreds and thousands of monks. But monk micro is not easy. Here comes yellow with his paladins. Here comes blue with whatever random unit he wants to send forward, apparently. It's quite a big deal that Gray doesn't have farmers now, I think. Because you want to bring in that food naturally. He only has 15 farmers. So I don't think he'll have the food for cavalier and camels. Actually, he's lacking the stables as well. It's got to be all camel archers, and all camel archers, I don't know if that will work. Now, if you're not Gray, you can probably assume that Gray will die at some point, right? So you have to think about plan B. Or not plan B, but what happens after you kill off Gray. And, oh, Gray's going for a snipe here. He's gonna fail with it. Another unfortunate event for him. But my point is, yellow's looking pretty strong, blue's looking pretty strong. So if you're one of those two, at this point in time, you need to think about how... Oh my god, teal's monks. You need to think about just how you will finish off this game to get the victory. How many monks is that? Holy cow. 157 monks. He hasn't made one Indian camel. 157 monks. Jeez. And this is a Sunday too. This is supposed to be your day of rest. And you guys are out here converting. Goodness. Okay, it's not a Sunday, but I don't do community games on Sunday. The joke had to be made, okay? It's a Thursday. I'll upload it to YouTube on a Sunday, chat. I think Gray's dead. Where's his king at? His king is right there. He's at 80 population. His monasteries are going down. Surely there's no way back for him now. He is completely surrounded. He played really well, and because he played really well, people tried to kill him. So perhaps the only thing he didn't do well was play this like diplomacy. He was strong enough where he had confidence in his abilities. This is the problem I run into. I have a really strong start in these community style games. I kill a few people. I have more resources than anyone. And then they get teamed up on. And it's the real masters of community games that can be strong but somehow not be a threat to people. And Gray, I think it's just a matter of time for him. This is just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. So, Balky, he's probably the weakest player remaining, I'd say. He's only at 80 population. So, I don't know. It's almost too late. You can get relics, but it's almost too late. The cost is too high. You needed to invest into wood and food earlier. I don't know if he has a chance. We're looking at resources across the board now. That's not bad. It is not bad for blue. He has the wood, which is the most important thing here. And he must have lots of food because his buildings are queued up. What about yellow yet again? You know what? Phylak has played really well this game. He had a strong start. He killed Matchlawa, one of the best players that was playing in this match. And he has food. He has gold. So he could win it. And then, you know, Teal... This is kind of what I expect with Teal. I think Teal will lose because he's not investing into anything other than monks. So, sure, he has gold, but look how quickly the monks die. And it's so unrealistic to think that you can click each unit individually. Like, you're gonna get carpal tunnel within 10 minutes of doing that. So, I mean, for now, it seems to be working. But it's definitely helped by the fact that yellow and blue are here alongside him. Too bad you can't convert castles, right? Too bad you can't convert kings. Now that's just unrealistic. Maybe converting kings is realistic, but or not being able to. But converting queens, like, come on, that happened all the time. Get it right, Age of Empires. Get it right. All these monasteries are going to go down. This whole corner, this is just a gold mine. This whole corner will be filled with relics. Insanity. Is there any funky business going on? I don't think so. No sniping attempts on the horizon. Except for Gray, of course. Who's about to die. But, again, guys, I know he's going to die. He played really well this game. He had a great strategy. And, there's his king. Run! Run! Save yourself! Save yourself! Ah! Nope, he will not survive. The king will go down. Gray is now dead. The cavalry are actually running into each other, disrupting the pathing, but that's the end. And man, these relics. Let me pull up the overlay for a moment just to see how many relics people have, and then I'll remove it. 155 for yellow, 105 for blue. Those are the top two by a long shot. So yellow has the relicular advantage, which is totally a word, by the way. He has gold. He has paladins. He has siege. He has Teutonic Knights. And now, as I said, you need to be thinking about what is the next step. I think he's going to blue. And blue's king is in this castle. It is not far away from those paladins. Whew. Teal says, look at that. Look at that. Green and blue. A bit overwhelming, isn't it? I'm probably referring to all the relics in the north. Oh, it'd be so good, though. It'd be so good. This is Balky's chance. If he had the monks, this would be his chance. Imagine if you had 50 monks just sitting around. Like Teal? See, I don't know. Teal could collect every single relic here. Every single one. It's possible that yellow has gone to the wrong target. He might not see teal as a threat. And sure, teal probably isn't a threat without any camels on the map. But just imagine if teal can collect all these relics. I think we might have a new record.
Go go DNA, go go Arclet. Cheering for the yellow player feels familiar.
I don't know what... I don't know what the relic record is. I think yellow has more than I've ever seen in a Relic Nothing game. 155. And he can gain a few more here, but if teal can collect these, that's just insane. Blue's in trouble. Spice, blue helped with killing gray. He's actually a 200 pop, it's just his population is forward, so he's coming back now. He's moving his whole group together. It's always funny when you see this. This is kind of how AIs move their units. Blue's king probably ran away, correct? Yep, ran to a safer castle in the center. The queen is showing up there as well. Yeah, I'd love to leave the overlay up, but what I don't want to do... Oops. What I don't want to do is take up the whole screen. Oh, did it fix? Whoa, I think we just discovered how to unbug the overlay because I changed the font size. Wow, we learned something today, chat. It's fixed. I didn't think I could ever fix that during the game. Wow, it's beautiful. Alright. Yeah, again, monks are not going to be a great option here because of how intensive it is to use. Blue is down to 63 relics. Teal, it'll take him some time to catch up. But he's working on it. Man, is he working on it. He has 181 military, all of which is monks. And then a few units he converted. This is insane, man. I just can't get over the sheer amount of monks. This is insane. What's the cost of things now? It is 1,230 gold to buy 100 wood. Wow, okay. It would have been interesting if Gray slung his resources to Balky or someone who was a bit behind before he died. Okay, so you can fit 10 relics in a monastery. How many did Gray have? 150? So, if Teal can get all of these, if he has time, he'll be well over 200, right? Phylak is playing really well. That's the problem for everyone else. Phylak is playing extremely well. He needs lots of food. He does not have wood. I would use all my gold, constantly use all my gold to buy wood and food, just non-stop, because you're always going to have gold coming in with relics, but the price only gets worse for the other things. I think Blue's in trouble. I think he's in trouble. Yeah, he lost villagers. He's at 17 villagers. He really needs farmers now. It is important to how the game plays out, though. If Blue doesn't die for a while... Oh, here we go. I just jinxed it. Just jinxed it. So Blue's gonna die, and now Teal might be pressured next. That's what I was getting at. I thought if Blue could run around with his king for a while, it would give Teal time. I'm not so sure that Teal will have the time. And he says, oh, who's next? Or, so who's next? I was collecting relics. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. He's still way behind in the relic count. He does not have Imperial Camel. I apologize. Whoa! 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 He's deleting his holy men. Oh. So I think the plague is past. I think the plague is past. I think we're okay. This is weird. Every monastery had more monks queued up. The other guys didn't pass the test from God, okay? They didn't pass the test. So that's why they got killed. These guys are more worthy.
4 months now. Love Community Day and hope to eventually get in.
He's probably thinking, okay, we need pop space for camels, and then he forgot about the fact that he had more monks queued up. That's funny. Okay, he does have Imp Camel. I don't know how to call this, guys. The lack of food is going to be an issue for him.
Community games.
But I guess we'll see. Now, if Phylak goes for Elite Teutonic Knight, that'd be awesome. Elite Teutonic Knight would shred camels if he can get a bunch of them. But they're also very slow. And you have to create them out of castles, and it's only one castle for Phylak. I'm going to take a few minutes to shout people out, because this game has been wild. I haven't been able to get to it. Wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for you. Milisho, thank you for 3. Welcome back. Imperial, thank you for 4. You'll get in at some point. You just got to keep trying. Virgil Films, thank you for coming back. It's not the first time you've subbed to the stream. Kralix, thank you for 4 months. Snapes, thank you for 8. Snapes, surprise, surprise, is cheering for Arklet. I'm not surprised,
It's the final
Snapes.
countdown.
Roach, thank you for 23 months on tier 2. 1 month until 2 years. You get that fancy 2-year badge, dude. Then Blue Pill gifted Scarface. Scarface, good to see you in the chat. And Flame Puncher and Orniro. That's all I can see on my screen, on my other monitor. So if I missed you, I will shout you out. Thank you guys so much. All the effort I put into community games is worth it because of you.
Force nothing.
This is the calm before the storm. This is the calm before the storm. Blue is dead. Balky's sitting here like, this is fine. This is fine. And he says, shall we go for him? Yeah, this is good. Balky's best play is honestly to team up with someone and at least make it to the final 2. Gundrick says, of course, look at his score. Okay, so It will be Balky and Gundrick versus Phylic. Phylic is Arclet, who's in the Twitch chat. Both Skip and Arclet are very well known for clipping things, which is highly appreciated. Highlighting things. Actually, it's not appreciated because they highlighted that one time I died. And that was embarrassing. But beyond that, it's great when they clip things on the stream for me. So this is Arclet. I don't know why he doesn't have the same Boobly name. just change one to Phylic or one to Arclet and you're good. But just so people know who he is. Yeah, don't, if I die, guys, just forget it happened, okay? That's the best policy. It's the best policy. Hey, Kiwi Weeda boys, don't remind me of that, to Matrix. Don't remind me of that. Come on. That was a painful one. I'd blocked that out of my memory. My mods are revolting against me. I'm just going to ignore the chat for a couple seconds.
Yes.
Gundrick says, well, Yellow, it was a pleasure. And Phylic says yes. But we both know how this works. Phylic is super tryhard mode. He's moving all of his units while Gundrick is typing. I don't know, chat. I don't know. Imperial camels will destroy the paladins. But I don't know if Teal has the bank to continue the camel production. That is the concern. It is not the units themselves. It is if he can create another batch. Now, here comes Balky. Balky's the sniper, right? He's on the sniping mission. And I would love to play the James Bond music right now, or
Yes.
Pink Panther as he tries to sneak in here. But I can't. This is going to go to YouTube. Okay. They're still allied together, right? Oh no, they're enemied now, okay. And Phylic said, yeah, no thank you. No thank you, I'm going to pull these trebuchets back for the time being. Now let's see just how strong these Teutonic Knights are. I think this is the answer. They're just too weak. Whoa! Teal! What do you do? What? There we go! No, fight it, dude! Oh, good lord! For the love of all things holy, you gotta patrol. You gotta patrol. He didn't patrol, and now he's waiting for his monks to come in. Oh, that was not great. But you know what? Balky is pressuring Yellow at the same time. It's still a 2v1. It's just really sucky timing because I literally just said that the issue for Teal is that he doesn't have the food to make a lot more camels. He does have the gold to make monks, and he has plenty more where that came from, and this is going to be just good enough for him.
I don't think I've ever been subscribed to someone as long. Time flies when you're having fun.
Where's Green's army at? Oh! Oh god! Oh god! Green's army is dead, now Balky's going back. Listen to those monk sounds from Teal. But he's against Teutons. Teutons resist conversion, and also Phylic has heresy, so even if a unit gets converted, it just dies. Teal's down to 80 population, Balky's down to 60 population, and Yellow, he has no food problems, no gold problems whatsoever, and he is, even in a 1v2 situation, heavily favored. What a freaking game here. I'd like to remind you guys, Phylic was the first one to be aggressive in this game. He started off with killing Matchlala, he stole his relics, and then he was a large contributor to killing off Gray, who was the leader in this game not too long ago. And now he's on his way to one of his only community game victories, actually. He's played in quite a few. I don't know if he's gotten a victory. That's been a good performance from him. More camels coming out from Teal, but I don't think he has the food. And Teal does not really have the food. And monks are... Just look at the KD to tell you how monks will do in this situation. 150 kills, 533 deaths. Yeah, it's not looking good. So they need... Gundrick says my fingers hurt. They need to snipe Yellow's king. They need to snipe Yellow's king, and it's in one of these 4 castles. My fingers would hurt too. I told you. You're gonna get carpal tunnel. If you were to play this map for 2 weeks straight, you would have the wrists of a 70-year-old man. Oh, jeez. I can only imagine. Like, I started having wrist issues this year, so I started, you know, doing exercises and trying to take some preventive measures because I game full time now. You know, I don't want to have those issues, but I can feel it. I can feel the pain when Teal tries to cook with those monks. But he's down to 50 population now, which is actually just military. He has no villagers. So he has a few camels and a few monks, so he's dead. He's dead, I think. He doesn't have a TC either, so he can't create more vills. Wow, I don't know how long it's been that way, but I'm just now realizing that. It wouldn't be Twitch chat without someone joking about my wrist issues, not being from gaming, but from some other activity. Wouldn't be Twitch chat without that. There's always one person at least. He could convert villagers, yes. He could convert villagers. That's true. There are possibilities, right? I don't know. I think Balky could snipe Yellow. It's possible, right? I'm a bit disappointed we're not going to see the Relic world record broken. 157 might be the new record. You guys will have to pull up the first Relic Nothing game to see, but I wanted to see Teal get over 200. But again, it came down to just how often you have to click. He's going to hold on to his life for now. His king is in this castle. I'm sure you couldn't have guessed that. It was not obvious at all. Wait, Gundrick? Gundrick just said finally found the monastery hotkey. Are you kidding me? How are you doing this? He wasn't even using hotkeys. Oh, I hope he knew the hotkey to create monks. He didn't have the hotkey to toggle through them the entire time. Everything was done with his mouse hand. Woo boy. Alright, well that's one thing to work on for the future games, I guess. Considering he doesn't know the hotkey, he played super good. Ah, look at this. Balky has at least weakened this castle. If Phylic loses the game now, it's kind of a throw, right? I think it's pretty obvious. But somehow Teal is still holding on. I think I'm underestimating the strength of this man. He's had the determination, he's had the courage to stay in this game while not having a monastery hotkey. His finger... I don't know why others' pain brings me so much joy, but his fingers hurt apparently, which I think is hilarious. I'm sorry, but it is. That's kind of what we're here for community games, right? To watch others struggle, in a way. And that's definitely the case for Nothing maps. I've had hundreds of people on YouTube on certain maps say, you should have done a real Stone Nothing because it's fun to watch people struggle. Like, well, yeah, man. Of course it's going to be a struggle for Stone Nothing. But a legit Stone Nothing would never end. And I have to cast this. No, I mean, I agree. It's fun to watch people struggle. I kind of laugh my ass off at people's problems all day during community games, so... Dude, are there any vills around here, guys? Are there any vills? Does Red have any? Yes! Yes! Gundrick, if he thinks of it, he could convert some of Red's villagers. So Herr Commissar, who crashed out of the game with a drop very early on, that could be decisive. That could be the difference maker if Teal can reboom back into this. I doubt it.
Yes.
But you never know. Just make a Stone Nothing with Vittoria start. Victoria Nothing is on the list of things I'd like to try at some point. Yo, Braun and a Bard, thank you so much for the new Prime subs. Sightmoth, thank you for 10 months. He said, I don't think I've been subscribed to someone as long as I've been subscribed to you. Time flies when you're having fun. Awesome to hear, man. Glad you haven't got tired of me yet. Bingo Tingo Bingo, thank you very much for the new sub. Thank you, guys. We had a huge wave of subs coming into the stream. Really appreciate you. Gundrick just sent resources to Balky. Did he send everything? He sent a lot. Well, he did send everything. It's just that he's getting more gold from his relics. And his king is right here. No. I still believe in you, Gundrick. Have belief in yourself. He says, my king shall lead the final charge. Come if you want Greek. No! You can do this, man. All you have to do is believe. That's all you need. Hey, maybe if the king's on the front lines, the monks will... Oh, God. Yeah. Well, it didn't really work out. I was gonna say that, you know, maybe the monks would convert faster because they have more faith with their king next to them. Well, apparently not. Those monks didn't do shit. Maybe they didn't care anymore. At the same time, Green's king died here, I guess. What a funny finish, though. I'm quite happy with how it ended because it could have been dragged on for a while. Let's get some salutes again, some T90 woos. Anything for these players. That was a long game. 2 hours, 10 minutes game time. Phylic, I think, deserved the victory. Sally played extremely well, but he got teamed up on. And the difference between Phylic and Sally in this game is that Phylic was able to seem like he wasn't a threat, or at least get the others to attack with him and not attack his king. Great game. Great game. I was kind of on the fence about doing Relic Nothing. I put it on a poll for those here on Twitch. And I was worried, you know? You never know with these Nothing maps. I like to go to sleep at night. I like to stop streaming at some point. No offense. And who knows how long these Nothing games can go. We've had some go on for 5 or 6 hours. So I'm happy that the game was reasonable. And I'm happy with how the players played it. I think it's pretty obvious. While monks are basically trash units here, they're awful trash units. Monks are the worst trash units in the game because you can't patrol them like you can halberdiers or skirmishers or any unit. You have to click. And poor Gundrick is probably icing his fingers. I don't know. For some reason, I've been watching The Office a lot lately. And when I said that Gundrick is icing his fingers, I remember the one scene where, was it Kevin? Of course, I forget the name of the guy. Anyway, he put his feet in the cooler afterwards. He put his feet in the chunks of ice after, I think it was Jim and Pam's wedding. I don't know why I thought of that, but there's the KD. Phylic definitely deserved this win. 2-to-1 kill-death ratio. How many conversions? 198 conversions for Gundrick. All right. That's actually awful statistically speaking. Because the 588 units he lost was probably 588 monks. There's the eco difference. Gold, always important, of course. 378,000 gold for Phylic. Sally had just as many relics at one point. It's just that Sally couldn't stay alive. Great game. So YouTube, if you'd like to join the Twitch party at some point, I stream Age of Empires 2 multiple times a week at different times. You can click the Twitch link below in the video description, and when you arrive to my stream, there's a little widget right below the video that gives you a countdown to the next day and time. And that'll automatically go to your time zone, so I've made it really easy for people to know when I'll be live next. Community games, if this is what you want to see, they're always on Thursdays. Thursdays are a big day here on Twitch. In fact, it's the biggest day here on my Twitch normally. So again, if you'd like to check it out, make sure to do so. Like the video, of course, if you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.